Before Nairobi became a city of screens, shortcuts, and endless noise. We survived with patience. Not the kind people post quotes about today. Real patience. The kind that stood in long bank queues under the sun. The kind that waited weeks for letters to arrive. The kind that repaired shoes instead of replacing them. My name is Matara. And if you saw Nairobi today, the expressways, smartphones, malls, and glowing billboards, you would never believe the city I grew up in during the 1970s. Back then, Nairobi woke up differently. No phone alarms. No notifications. No internet. Every morning, I woke up to the sound of radio presenters speaking Swahili through thin apartment walls while Mum prepared tea over a kerosene stove. Sometimes she used a charcoal jiko when fuel became expensive. Dad always woke up before everyone else. I still remember the smell of his shoe polish and aftershave mixing with the cold Nairobi morning air. He worked in the city center, and every weekday he carried a folded newspaper beneath his arm before boarding a Kenya bus service bus along Jago Road. No headphones. No one staring at screens. People actually spoke to each other. Conductors shouted destinations loudly while old Peugeot 404s, Volkswagen Beetles, and Mercedes cars pushed slowly through roundabouts long before expressways existed. The city itself looked smaller then, but somehow more alive. KICC had just become one of the proudest buildings in Nairobi. Whenever I saw it standing above the skyline, it felt like the future had finally arrived in Kenya. Hilton Nairobi looked luxurious beyond imagination. Ambassador Hotel glowed beautifully at night near the cinemas downtown. Even entering hotel lobbies felt important back then. We respected buildings because very few places looked modern. And Uhuru Park? Before it became the famous public park people know today, the area around it was mostly open government land connected to old colonial recreational grounds near the city center. But once Uhuru Park became active, that place became part of our lives. On Sundays, my uncle carried bread, soda bottles, roasted maize, and sometimes nyama choma wrapped in newspaper while we sat near the grass watching families relax under the Nairobi sun. Those were the days Nairobi smelled human. Rain hitting dusty roads, petrol fumes downtown, fresh mandazi near bus stops, roasted groundnuts sold by old men carrying tins, tobacco smoke outside clubs. Street food mixing with cold evening air. At home, food was simple, but nobody complained. Ugali, sukuma wiki, beef stew, arrowroots, nduma. Chapati was special food. Chicken meant visitors had arrived. And music. Nairobi in the 70s had rhythm. Not playlists. Rhythm. Lingala music poured from bars downtown. Congolese rumba ruled the city. Benga music played in homes, buses, and social halls while live bands performed without computers, auto-tune, or digital mixing. Just real instruments, real voices, real sweat. I remember standing outside clubs I was too young to enter, hearing music spill into the streets near River Road while older men laughed loudly holding bottles of Tusker. People dressed properly to go out. Bell-bottom trousers, platform shoes, wide collars, afros, leather jackets. Even struggling people tried to look sharp. Life itself demanded patience. If we wanted money, we stood in bank queues. If we wanted photos, we waited for film development. If our radio broke, we repaired it. If someone lived far away, we wrote letters. Nothing happened instantly. And maybe that is why people valued things more. Shoes were repaired. Furniture lasted years. Clothes were handed down carefully. Even relationships felt stronger because people spent more time together instead of staring at screens. But don't misunderstand me. The 70s were not easy. Many families struggled quietly. Opportunities depended on who you knew. Government systems were slow. Power felt distant from ordinary people. Still, community made survival easier. Neighbors borrowed sugar from each other. Children played football outside until sunset. Entire estates contributed money during Harambes to help families pay school fees. Nobody survived alone. Sometimes young people today complain when Wi-Fi disappears for 10 minutes. That always makes me laugh. Because we survived entire decades without internet, mobile phones, online banking, or social media. And somehow, Nairobi still moved. Maybe slower, maybe rougher, but it felt real. The city breathed through people, not machines. And when I look at Nairobi today, fast, digital, impatient, part of me still misses the old city. Not because life was easier, but because people needed each other more.